Mr. Rubin, you may not know me, but I am here to talk to you today about what should have been the greatest goddamn smartphone the world has ever seen, man!
All right. Joke's over. I know, creepy FBI interrogation or something like that. So this video is dedicated towards Andy Rubin. As you all know for clicking on the title of this video, Andy Rubin is one of the co-creators of Android. Yes, that's right. The god himself. And his Jedi Council that bestowed upon us one of the greatest things in mobile operating systems. Actually, I take that back. It is the greatest thing that exists for mobile operating systems. So I actually owned an Essential Phone PH-1. I don't still have it right now. I had to ditch it, unfortunately, because as ambitious of a device as it was, and as interested as I was in really owning the ever-living shit out of that device, it did have a couple of flaws, and here are a couple of things that I think Andy Rubin and the rest of the folks over at Essential might want to take into consideration when designing the Essential Phone 2. Here's what they are.
One of the greatest upsets amongst Android users in 2018 was the release of the OnePlus 6T, which did away with the 3.5mm port. This upset the Android community and sparked community outrage amongst fans of OnePlus devices, as OnePlus had previously stated that they would not release a device without a headphone jack. The 3.5mm port not only connects headphones, but a wide variety of audio devices to each other, and offers the possibility, if needed, to connect to the larger quarter-inch jack via adapter. Furthermore, the act of removing this port from the device hurts Android's integrity. Android has always been open source in both software and overall philosophy, which allowed users to pick from a healthy market of reliable third-party manufacturers without needing proprietary equipment, whereas Bluetooth devices are not as accessible nor convenient for the majority of users. A dongle is simply not a substitute for the proper port. It forces you to choose between audio and USB rather than allowing one to have their cake and eat it too. If Essential wants community support for the Essential PH-2, they must include the 3.5mm port. The next two features I'm going to discuss, I'm just going to hold up the phone and show it. The Essential PH-1 did feature a 19:10 aspect ratio, which I absolutely loved, in a 1440p resolution that was really something to look at, I gotta say, even for a non-LCD, non-IPS panel. However, it did have a couple of shortcomings. First of all, it was only 5.7 inches, which is way too small by today's standards. And it wasn't AMOLED. So the two things that you should probably implement are a larger screen and make it AMOLED. Everybody likes AMOLED. It's better on battery life. It's better on picture quality. It may burn out a little earlier than LCD screens will and won't resist heat quite as well as an LCD will. But for crying out loud, if you're going to make the investment into a 1440p panel, you might as well make it AMOLED so that we can save some battery life. In my experience of owning the Essential PH-1, the battery life really wasn't that bad, especially for a little 3040 milliamp hour battery. That sucker on a full charge could really tackle on a full day, and that's with gaming and other hardcore tasks included. I really want to thank Essential for really optimizing their software for the most battery efficiency possible, but bumping it up to 3600 or even 4000 milliamp hours would not be a feature that I would overlook when designing the next Essential phone. Probably my favorite feature of the original PH-1 was the fact that, unlike many other smartphones, especially in that price range, Essential did go out of their way to include a copper heat pipe with some liquid inside. Though, in reality, that kind of cooling solution is really more like having an Evo 212 on your CPU than having an AIO or a custom water loop. It did keep the phone temperatures down on the Snapdragon 835. It made gaming so awesome, and it's one of the most understated features. If Essential could keep the heat pipe on the next phone, maybe even make it a little bigger, that would be a huge, huge plus in my book. Let's face it, these days, with the expanse of YouTube, do-it-yourself videos and stuff, people are opening up their phones and they're going to be repairing parts within them without contacting the manufacturer or third-party retailers. Essential really kind of left out most parts, actually all parts, and so no replacement parts were readily available for the PH-1. I mean, I can understand where they're coming from, but understanding as a company that self-repair is a do-it-yourself risk and people are going to do it anyway, you might as well make it a little easier to repair the phone. I mean, to repair the OnePlus 6, if I ever had to replace the battery out of warranty, all I'd have to do is heat up the surrounding adhesive and slice through it with a guitar pick, remove the back cover, and plop in a new battery. I mean, I understand where you have to make money, but make money in the sale of your phone and the market, and expect profit in a higher market share from delivering a good product rather than trying to do what some other company does and lock down everything so that you couldn't pick your nose around the phone without voiding your warranty or expecting replacement parts or not getting sued for trying to fix your own damn phone. So, in a nutshell, it sounds like I'm both kind of praising Essential for their phone and bashing them, and I'm sure people are probably scratching their heads thinking, well, why the hell didn't you just keep the damn phone? It's all these problems that I listed with the PH-1. I honestly, every time I use my OnePlus 6, I think back to my PH-1 and how much more I enjoyed it on a daily basis. If it hadn't been for those few issues absolutely ruining it for me, plus the fact that it only had 4 gigabytes of RAM, I would have absolutely kept it. Absolutely. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, but these are things that really need to be looked at and really need to be taken into consideration for the PH-2. Otherwise, Essential's not going to have a fighting chance. And that's not fair, because they had a really good product. Like I said, I really enjoyed the hell out of their product. I enjoy it way more than I like my OnePlus 6 right now. If only it had, for me, more RAM and all these other things fixed, I would have been a devout fan of Essential. I would have stayed with them for the next couple of generations of smartphone. As it turned out, OnePlus had everything I was looking for. It's just missing something essential. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit subscribe for future videos, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Take care, peace, have a wonderful